Welcome back to the Nerdrotic podcast. My name is Gary Buechler. I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And down in San Diego is my good friend and co-host, Dennis Bithoulkas. How are you, Dennis?
Doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing good, but not good. And also in parts unknown, we have the wonderful Susan Leighton, everybody. Hello, Susan.
Hello. Hi, Dennis. Hi, Gary.
Hello.
Howdy. And we have a crowd in the chat, the usual suspects, Viking Bitch, Pen Farm Girl, Mako, SD3 Movie Fanobi, that's what I can see in my little window right now. Battle Marcus, what's up? Hello, everybody. We're gonna wait till a few more people get in. Hello, Ed Brewer, how's it going?
We got about 20 people in there.
Yeah, I want to get a few more in before we start into our saving of the Expanse. Susan has a lot of experience with this kind of stuff. I don't, but I also can chip in like how we can get the word out on YouTube. But Susan's going to bring us some basically how to actually help the show. We get a lot of hashtags out there and a lot of look at me because of this. But, we kind of want to consolidate this and actually try to save the show. I don't know. I think it would be helpful. So, Dennis, what did you think of the news?
I was disappointed that Fox is actually canceling The Last Man on Earth. So, wait, we're not talking about that. That's right. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry.
Hey, come on. I had to lighten it up just a little bit. So The Expanse, I kind of saw this one coming. Just from the news of what we've been hearing in the last couple of weeks. And usually when we start hearing it, we pretty much know it's a done deal. Kind of, we've already gone through this with Ash versus Evil Dead. And a lot of networks now are just canceling stuff left and right. And honestly, the stuff that's going on with it, basically, with the way the production company, Alcon, handled it with you can only do first run production of it. You can't do any streaming of it on your apps. You can't do any streaming of it on your websites. And that seemed kind of weird that they had done that. And also that SYFY agreed to that. And I think that actually kind of led to their decision to dump it. Well, also that and it getting less watches than The Magicians and Krypton. Which
I looked into the ratings today. I went back to season 1. And season 1 overall of The Expanse was 703,000 viewers. Second season, 562,000 viewers. And then season 3, 570,000 viewers. And you can just see the general progression with each season. I mean, they started off season 3 with 653,000. The season prior, season 2, had 700,000. You can just see the dropping. And when you guys pulled that up on TV series finale last week, and I took a look at those numbers, I'm like, yeah, this show's in trouble because it just looked so familiar. And the viewership just kept dropping. And probably for a lot of those reasons that you just stated, Dennis, not having the ability to see the show is always going to hurt. And why these business people and production companies go into business with networks, and it seems almost like they don't discuss these things in meetings, but I know they have to, but it doesn't make sense that they sign off on it. Like, hey, we're not going to show your show in certain countries. I hope you're cool with that. Oh yeah, I don't need those viewers. It just seems weird to me. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I just read that Krypton is finally getting shown over in the UK for the first time, I think, next month, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Yeah, which is just kind of weird. So
Well, it's part of the lay of the land, and I kind of think that Elko might have. Maybe they have the utmost confidence in the series, which they look at the Rotten Tomatoes and actually look at what Amazon Prime doesn't release their data, but a ton of people watch it on Amazon Prime. I know a lot of people are watching this show, so it almost feels like it was a poison pill to like maybe get away from sci-fi, because sci-fi can only make a certain tier show. That's pretty clear. Like they're really happy with Krypton and the Magicians. That's no offense to anybody who like either of those shows. Those aren't anywhere near the Expanse. The Expanse belongs somewhere else. It's kind of too good for sci-fi. So maybe it was a way for them to escape. I am confident that they'll find somebody. I think they will.
Sci-Fi is owned by NBC Universal. So
yeah, but it's NBC. They don't get NBC Universal money. They get the money allocated for sci-fi based on what sci-fi brings in.
Yeah, but they also
your parent company doesn't pay for everything.
No, I know, but they're also looking at stuff that they can cross, like BSG. When BSG was doing really, really well, they actually ported it over to NBC for a little while there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they were looking for.
Still only ran it 4 seasons.
Yeah,
it's because they brought it over there, and then they what they ended up doing is ending the show themselves, because they saw they were about to get canceled. So they're like, screw it, let's just write ourselves an ending. Because that show was popular enough to go way more than 4 seasons. Period.
This is all becoming cyclical, because I looked at all the cancellations today, and I'm seeing Lucifer, Exorcist, The Expanse. And, they did unload a lot of comedies on Fox. But here's the thing. Brooklyn Nine-Nine unloaded, right? They're probably going to find a home somewhere. Yeah. The reason being, they're a comedy. The production value, they have a couple of sets. It's not like you have to film like an interior of a spaceship or anything like that.
No CGI.
Right. So you're going to have that. And then what really upsets me is we are getting rid of niche shows that appeal to like science fiction and horror. And we're getting rid of those because we want more sitcoms from the 90s reboots and reality programs. And it frightens me on many levels, because science fiction is a genre where you have to think, where it's different worlds, you're creating different experiences. And when you have something like that on a different platform, let's say HBO, like Westworld and Game of Thrones, and even Outlander on Stars, even though that's, a small platform, but it's got huge views, you're going to get those audiences. And when you put them on something like sci-fi, that's going to be a struggle. And it's a struggle to get people to watch on the smaller platforms. And it's upsetting, because when you have a medium that requires thought and care, and you can obviously tell the production values in it, and everybody loves the show, and then it gets canceled, but yet, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say this, if there's any fans out there, I apologize, but yet Roseanne is still going strong.
I was just going to say, with Roseanne, the way it came out and did such huge numbers, that was the nail in the coffin, honestly, for a lot of these shows, because then they're like, aha, it works. We're going to go back and we're going to mine, like Mad About You. And I just read something else, besides Sledgehammer, the 80s TV show that I posted. There was some other like really bad shitcom that they were going to show. They're talking about rebooting. And I literally blocked it out of my mind. It was so bad. I'd have to look that up again. But
yeah. So, but about The Expanse, and they're going to naturally go to, this is, you're right, Susan, it's cyclical. This is basically reality TV all over again. The problem is this is network television in their death rattle. I mean, you could bring back Roseanne all you want, but you can't bring back the Cosby Show. So yeah, there's only so many of those that'll actually work. And yes, they're going to do it to death. But out of every Roseanne, there's going to be 20 shows that don't make it. And if the networks could gotten away with doing Big Brother, doing 18 versions of Big Brother forever, because that still has a built-in audience, by the way. That still has a huge built-in audience. An audience that was 3 times the Expanse's audience. And that's just for one night on the air. You're absolutely right. It has to go to the right platform. Where we're going to see our best stuff is the future of watching TV shows, and it's mostly not on TV. Where you're going to see the cheap knockoff Roseannes and stuff are the networks that just might not be around in 10 years or 5 years. And yeah, so a SYFY, even an FX, you're right. Those are going to be hard sells. And I don't know if they're going to be around. I don't. So we really want The Expanse to go to Netflix and Amazon Prime. I know I'm fanboying out right now, but I think that's where it belongs. I wouldn't be upset if it ended up at FX. I think that would actually be a good destination for it too. But they're lower tier. I don't know. And so same with Stars. Stars, it looks like if you are into something good and it's something even Counterpart, right? Which doesn't look like a super expensive show to make. I have a feeling we'll only get like 3 seasons of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That seems to be what Stars, Penny Dreadful was a great example of a show. If you try to, you can't do scientific numbers on this, but just walking around in life and how many people you talk to and who you hang with. DOOMCOCK brought it up in his video, and this is on SYFY, is the amount of people that I've had to turn onto the show who had never heard of it. Like, what's an Expanse? Not even a clue.
The marketing's not there. The marketing's not there for it.
They didn't do it justice. They were never a huge President Comic-Con. They had the Escape from the Expanse, which was 4 blocks away from the Comic-Con. Dennis?
Yeah, it was really shitty too.
Yeah, and it was really far.
Yeah,
we don't want to comment on it, but it was really far. So, yeah. And I'd love to hear what the chat is saying about that. I see Ronald D. Moore is making a new Apple space show, so we have to watch that. Yes, we'll watch it, Mako. We'll watch it.
Yeah, whenever Apple puts their streaming service together. So
they're working on it.
Yeah. I think it's going to be at least 2 years out though before.
I don't think so.
See anything?
I heard next year.
Yeah, David Latham says Legion is doomed. Hate to say it. Yeah, that's the one I'm really kind of lamenting going. I know that's going to go. So that's because it's really freaking good. I really like it, so that means it's going to die.
Smart show.
Mm-hmm.
Once again.
And it's really expensive, probably to make. I wouldn't.
Yeah. But that was it. That was actually a debate. We'll give you some behind the scenes here. We used to have with our old co-host John, right? John would kind of push for us to do more, regular shows, like CW shows and stuff on network. And I was really resistant to that because I'd never watched that stuff. I just don't. I can't get into it. And it's, part of the reason is, I always use the example of Daredevil. I was loving CW shows until I saw Daredevil, and then it just completely ruined it for me. I couldn't go back. I was like, this isn't even close. So, and when you see something of the quality of Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, it's just really hard to watch a procedural, Lucifer, which, in the late 90s would have been a great show, but it's a late 90s show. That seems to be, I heard that somewhere else on a YouTube channel. They seems to be definitely where they're going, Susan, is they really want to recapture the 90s. They were okay. They were cool, but I don't know. I don't know about the clothing. I really don't know about the clothing. I don't. So, Susan, what suggestions do you have? Because I haven't seen a hashtag. I don't know if there's a group out there. I was at work today, so I wasn't able to get to much. I don't know if there's anybody out there trying to save it.
Yes, there is. TV Series Hub, the other outlet that I write for, they have a bunch of hashtags out there with petitions. Rule of thumb, hashtags. Keep it simple, but keep it memorable. You want to be unique. Renew the Expanse. Why? It's boring. I'm sorry. Save the Expanse. We know it needs to be saved. What you should do is find something that's central to the show, maybe a phrase that they use, something that's, always there, and hashtag it. Like, for example, with, Avid, we did Bring Back Boomstick. Boomstick, very prevalent, everybody knows what it is. You do something like that. Pick something from the Expanse and hashtag it. And it can't be long and complicated, because when it is, then it's hard to get it picked up, for engine optimization and all that stuff. So the first thing they need to do is they need to pick a hashtag, one hashtag, stick with it. The next thing that needs to be done is, if you're a fan of The Expanse and you think, and you're passionate and you believe that you can get everybody rallied, you get that hashtag and you start going around to fan clubs, different groups on Facebook, on Twitter that talk about The Expanse, and get them involved. Because it's always good to have a lot of numbers behind you. Get them involved and get them motivated. Grab that hashtag, take to social media. You want to be on Twitter, you want to be on Facebook, and you want to target Netflix, Amazon, where you think it goes. So when you're on Twitter and you want to talk about The Expanse, and it's good to put in GIFs, it's good to put in images, because that draws attention. When you do something catchy with your hashtag and you get everybody involved, like whatever it happens to be, hashtag, The Expanse, whatever, hashtag, take it to Netflix, take it to Amazon, hashtag at them at Twitter. Same thing on Facebook. You want to post and you want to go directly to those two entities or wherever you want to take the show. What you need to remember is keep this constant chatter going, because you have to. If you want to save the show, you've got to talk about. So my suggestion is, everybody has jobs, everybody has a life. So pick, maybe a half hour whenever you can, get on social media, blast things out about it. You also want to try and see if you can organize a social media blitz day. And what that is every month you pick one day. Maybe it's something weird, like there was a certain number on The Expanse, like 24 or something, let's say, and it was pertinent to the plot. Pick that day, go and hashtag and get at, Netflix, Amazon, go right to their sites and get to them and say, hey, we want to see this. We're passionate about this. This is what we want to do. You got to keep it out there. Lastly, there's two more things. Re-watch the shows. This is going to show them that, yeah, there is an audience. Maybe it didn't work, when it was on network regularly, but watch it. If it goes to, like, if it's streamed somewhere, which it doesn't sound like it will, make sure you watch it. Grab the DVDs or the Blu-rays if they come out, because even though it didn't work for Ash, because that wasn't what they were looking for, it works when the show isn't on the air, because it shows that it's a moneymaker. It's going to make a little bit of revenue for the network and the production company. Petitions, there's a ton of them out there. I got to be honest with you, they don't do anything. Petitions they're lackluster. They just kind of sit out there. Yeah, you can push them, but it's hard to get people invested. And most people that do petitions don't sit and think about it. They just say, oh, we need to get 500 people. That's not going to cut it. even if you get 100,000 people, it's not going to cut it. You need more for the Expanse. You need more. So I would say petitions, they don't really do it. You need social media. That's where it's at. And, like Gary said, he's going to talk about YouTube, but this is where you need to be in their face and you need to be a constant presence, because the way we did it was we got stars to notice us. Yes, we didn't get a renewal, but we did get stars to commit to season 3 and an air date. That's what Boomstick was originally for. We achieved that. We didn't get the renewal, but it wasn't failed. Stars recognized us. They could not recognize us. We were out there in full force. So you've got to let Netflix and Amazon know you're serious and that this show has a place. And if you can, at the creators of the show, get them involved. I mean, they're the ones that are going to want to take it somewhere. And believe it or not, we did that with Ash. Bruce Campbell got involved. Everybody got involved. And they actually did stuff. They actually tweeted out things to do with what we were trying to do to save the show. Create a website. That's another good thing. Drive traffic to your website by using Twitter and Facebook. We had a website for Bring Back Boomstick. It got people involved. The more you can do on social media, that is how you're going to get a show renewed. That's the wave of the future.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
And that's what they're looking for too. And you even mentioned that with the whole Ash thing. Sorry, I'm setting my timer here. So yeah, go Susan, says Ed Brewer. Hell yeah. So with YouTube, okay. So just in my brief searching today at YouTube, I did a video last night. The Expanse gets canceled. It's doing pretty good for our channel. Thanks. Welcome to all the new subscribers. And holy crap. But looks like Mundane Matt did one and DOOMCOCK did one. And we don't need to talk about the Mundane Matt one. We could talk about the DOOMCOCK one, though. DOOMCOCK and I exchanged a couple of notes in class with little hearts on it. No. And yeah, he's really bummed. He did a great video. I highly recommend you check it out. He's way more introspective about things, and he thinks, because I don't think about shit, and he does, and eloquent, even though he is evil and wants to conquer us all. The man knows how to get to the point of the matter and get to why we creatively love this show. So watch the video, and hopefully maybe he and I can talk about it at some point someday. Who knows? So get out there on YouTube. You all are on YouTube, so you can all make videos. Make a video, and they'll see that stuff. And especially if you do what Susan just said, at the creators. I do that with every one of our videos. The only response I've ever gotten was a correction, but that's cool. That's fine. I'm cool with that. And they'll see that stuff. They watch. Trust me, they watch. There isn't some kind of bot out there for copyright claims. There's people manually watching for copyright claims, and they do it all the time. So they're watching, and that's good.
I would just interject something real quick about the about what you were talking about with and this goes along with the social content. Every creator of a show gets social content ratings. I was told this by an executive producer of a show that's currently on IFC. It comes out, and what they are is it tells them the buzz, what's going on Facebook, what's going on Twitter. And I can tell you, and on YouTube, I can tell you that people from the network come in and look at it. And they check and see what's happening. They check these things, and the creators are aware of it too. So I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, that's why it's important. That's
actually very simple to do. All you have to do is go to Google, and you could set up your notifications to anytime they mention your name or your show's name or a creator's name. Google will notify you.
Yep.
So you set that up, and I know a lot of YouTubers do. A ton of YouTubers do that. And another thing we could do, as I said, I went out there and I only noticed like 3 videos on it. So, if you want to start a channel and want to get a video that's maybe getting some attention, this is the time to kind of jump on it. This would be good. There is an audience out there for the Expanse on YouTube for sure. We get a lot of views, based on our subscriber count. Our engagement is almost 100% on that. So it's pretty crazy. And I mean, I don't know how to start these campaigns. And I'm sure they're looking at things. I know Amazon Prime might be the best choice right now because they made a big deal about getting the Expanse. And when, it was running. Oh, hello, Dakota. Thank you so much. $5 super chat from Dakota. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice.
Said he just got here. Yeah, we're just talking about the Expanse, Dakota. And we're going to get to you in the chat in just a second here.
I was going to just mention a couple of hashtags that some people have thrown out here. So Movie Fanobi said hashtag remember Julie Mao. Ed Brewer said hashtag save our planet. And David Latham said hashtag remember the Cant.
Remember the Cant. That is from DOOMCOCK, actually. Yeah. I like remember the Cant myself. I think that's a good one. Those are all good.
I'm gonna say hashtag spread the protomolecule.
Spread the pro. That's a little, yeah. I don't know.
It might be a little much.
That's a little much. Only Expanse fams scream in space. That's right. That is true. Yeah. So super bummed. I still I remain hopeful. As it depends on how much time goes on. But it also seemed like the way that contract was written, like Susan mentioned earlier, if you didn't hear, it was primarily based on live viewing. That was the only thing that mattered to the production company, not SYFY. So
thank you again, Dakota. You need to give us another $5. Hashtag Dockney Balls.
Probably donkey balls.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Dockney balls. I don't know. That always works as a hashtag, Dakota, really. So and I'm not huge on Twitter. I find Twitter to be just a lot of screaming, and I don't know how much good Twitter does for anything, to be honest with you. But anything will help on this one. What was disappointing as I looked at Twitter today and just before I got in the show, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is, the highest rated. It's the top, hashtag. And then below that was Save Lucifer, which, it's not a show I hate, but it's no Expanse. And yeah, there was no Expanse anywhere to be found trending today at all, which was kind of a bummer. So,
I'll put it out there with this. Twitter, for all its faults, is actually built for social media campaigns more so than Facebook. But Facebook is also effective. There's got to be a face of the movement. And there has to be one person in particular that everybody can turn to. And it's got to be, it should be somebody that has a way of making things public. Be it somebody that can write articles, somebody that's on YouTube, but it starts with an individual like that. So I'm saying, and I'm not nominating anybody, but maybe DOOMCOCK should be the person to get the ball rolling. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got viewers. He has people that trust him. That's usually where you have to go. You have to have a point person. And that point person has to be passionate and has to know how to use their mediums and know how or get the help for certain ones that maybe they don't know.
Yep.
So I think that in order for this to succeed, somebody like a DOOMCOCK needs to kind of take the reins of it.
I'm going to answer. Movie Fanobi says, Dennis, do you have any insight on Alcon's stance and production cost details? I do not, but I do. What I read in the article was that Alcon is shopping around at the moment. They're trying to see where they can take this. So my guess is the reason why they had these stipulations, live viewing, all that kind of stuff, was they weren't happy with going to SYFY in the first place.
Yep.
And that, like you were saying, poison pill, basically forcing them to get canceled so they can go someplace else.
Yeah. They were going to get canceled anyway, and they probably have. Well, yes, I'm sure some of these people have worked with them before and just know how they roll. And also, they were part of a relaunch, which was the third or fourth one at the SYFY network. When SYFY had promised in 2015, like we're gonna be SYFY now, we're gonna take things seriously, and they brought out the Magicians and a bunch of other shows with the Expanse. And most of those shows are still around, but again, the quality is like Krypton quality. And I saw a great commenter mentioned on Krypton earlier today on our videos, like, and Krypton is 70% good, which is about where I would say it is. It's 70% good. You know what? It's like, we can't, if you like 70% good, that's cool. I don't, but, and that's great for Krypton. I don't mean to crap on Krypton. Yeah, it just sucks. And we're gonna get the, like, I can't believe Star Trek is on the air. Star Trek Discovery is getting all this money and it's still on the air, and there's a bunch of other shows we could crap on over the Expanse. That's good in the beginning. Just get it out of your system, but it's not really going to help anything either. Yeah, watching the show, going to Amazon Prime, like when you're doing housework or whatever, throw on Amazon Prime in the background and put on the Expanse and just run it. And if as many people do that as possible, I don't know. I used to do that in the store with Doctor Who. I would just like throw on Netflix and it would just be on all day. And maybe I helped. I don't know. Maybe it helped. But Doctor Who got really popular because of Netflix when it had that little resurgence. So, watching streaming stuff does help, even though Amazon does not share that and never will. So, yeah, let's get to the chat, Dennis.
All right. So Langley Neely says, Krypton quality, my thoughts exactly. Tired of superhero shows without them damn superheroes.
Like, right? Aunt May, the adventure years, or the teen years. Yes. Because we all wanted to see Aunt May go on her first date.
I do love Movie Fanobi's hashtag rename penis cortata.
Okay. Rename the penis cortata?
Rename penis cortata. That's
okay.
The hashtag rename penis cortata, yes. And Movie Fanobi says, I've been using hashtag save the Expanse, seem to be popular.
Yeah, I think that one's, I think the one that was kind of running. And it depends on which one sticks too. I kind of agree with Susan. You want to have something a little, a little more memorable, artistic, but man, it's sometimes just getting to the fucking point helps, because this is a timing issue too before the cast starts going other places. I figure there's a couple of month window, maybe. I don't know. Susan, you have experience in this. What's the window on these things?
Well, I can tell you that for Ash versus Evil Dead, the cast already had stuff lined up. I mean, Lucy Lawless was off doing Pleasure Dome. She already had her causes that she was doing. Ray got things lined up. Dana has some stuff going on now. Bruce was doing his stuff. So it depends on the actors and actresses and how motivated they are and how motivated their agents are and managers to get their percent. I mean, if they're young and hungry and they have a whiff that the show, well, now they know the show's canceled, because apparently I was under the impression that people sort of knew they were getting canceled, or they got a heads up. They don't. They find out when we do. So now that everybody knows on the Expanse, I don't know if that was their case, they're going to have their agents and managers in overdrive looking for stuff. So I would say it's, you have to move quickly with it.
Yep.
Mike Krychek is spitballing here with Expanse Dem Titty. I won't say the rest of it. Expanse My Pants. I like that one. Been spitballing here and Expanse Free Beer. I think that one's better. Like if you offer a free beer, I think that's a good one.
How's Your Father says, is sending a physical letter to the studio still the best way to get attention?
No. That snail mail worked back in the 90s when we were trying to save Twin Peaks. No, do not snail mail. Nobody looks at that now. You've got to do the social media because that's where the marketing campaigns are for everything these days.
Yeah, the Saving the Twin Peaks had one of the best campaigns I've ever seen, but that show is never going to get renewed. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like Jesus Christ came down and said, "I want to watch Twin Peaks." They're like, "We don't understand it, so screw you, buddy." Go back.
I'm sorry, sir. Do you have a passport?
Yes,
Because we're not allowing you in the country.
That's American Gods. That's American Gods.
Oh, that's right. Mike Krychek says, hashtag cancel Blue Bloods.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Oh, damn, Krychek.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, you got, isn't that Tom Selleck?
Yep.
Yeah. Which
Cancel
they're,
everything but his mustache.
they're rebooting Magnum PI. So,
With Jay Hernandez.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because when I think of Magnum PI, I think of Jay Hernandez. He was the first thing that I thought of. Wow.
Yeah.
He was the coincidence.
Wasn't he the first dude who died in Suicide Squad? No, wait, he was Diablo. I take that back.
He was in Hostel, too. And Grindhouse.
Grindhouse, I remember. I did not see Hostel. I don't.
Movie Fanobi says petitions seem like people signing up outside the grocery store.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, maybe it would work if I Mako, that's a good point. James S.A. Corey cared. That's the impression I got when they were announcing their new book trilogy today or in the last couple of days and not really talking about the Expanse. But maybe they, and when I say they with James S.A. Corey, it's two people.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
two
they're
writers.
paid.
Yeah.
And I get that. I totally get that. I don't know. I'm sure they want their show to go on. I'm sure. Their latest book did not get the best response in the world though, with the Expanse.
Wasn't it an older book, like one of their first books they wrote together, and they're kind of just bringing it back?
I don't know. And all I saw was they announced a new sci-fi trilogy that they're going to do.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But anyway, Langley Neely says, I'm curious about Expanse's numbers on Amazon Prime, especially considering they're looking for prestige shows in quotation marks.
Yeah. We don't know because they don't release that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they don't release their numbers.
Netflix strangely did it after Iron Fist, and they didn't even maybe Stranger Things, but I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust just in the brief conversations I had with John, who used to work there in the early days. They will never share that data.
Mako says, on a final note, please do watch the rest of season 3. We're especially proud of it, and you won't be left on a big cliffhanger. There's a nice ending to this season.
Hell yeah.
There you go. I didn't know Mako worked on the show.
Yeah, Mako. Did you work on the show, or can you not say? Are we talking too much shit? I'm sorry. We love your fucking show. I've dedicated pretty much my entire day. I was not paying attention at work at all. Elon Musk is going to be very mad at me. Sorry, Elon. I sent him an email to tell him to watch, though. Hopefully it helps. Maybe he'll buy the show.
Mako says it leaves the door open for more stories for sure, but it doesn't require them. Hashtag the Expanse. James A. Corey tweet.
Nice. It leaves. Okay, that's cool. Well, maybe we'll get some kind of a movie to wrap things up, like Farscape. I mean, like I said last night in the video, if it ends now, it's gonna completely suck. But I'm really grateful we got a great show, and that is a template for maybe somebody to build on somewhere. It sucks. My wife's very bummed. She's gonna lose her Amos, though. And that sounded very bad, didn't it?
There's
my wife loses her Amos.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad when a wife needs to lose her Amos.
Yeah.
Baco says, sorry to be that guy, but aren't there people who are paid for these things, marketing, PR campaigns and all?
Yes, and DOOMCOCK again. I'll repeat it. DOOMCOCK brought it up perfectly. It's when he did his video on "You Should Watch the Expanse," which I think Viking Bitch inspired that video. I'm just going to say that right now because he needed to do something positive. So Viking Bitch, I'm going to give you credit for that video. He mentioned the fact that after he did that video, he had turned a lot of people onto the show. They had never heard of it, and I turned a couple of people onto the show at work who had never heard of it. And I just I mean, that was the worst description in the world. They're like, Expanse, what's it about? I'm like, well, think of, okay, there's 3 factions. There's the Teamsters and the American military and the UN. And it's all in space, and it's kind of like Game of Thrones. And there's like an alien presence. And he's all, it sounds awesome. I'm all, really? Because that's the worst description I could think of for that show.
Danio says people don't care that much about good sci-fi as they do about procedural superhero. And quite honestly, we've been talking about this for a while. You know, She-Hulk. If you do a She-Hulk like a courtroom drama, it's cheap. You get your superhero in.
So, yeah, I don't think that's the point he was trying to make, Dennis.
I know.
So,
I went off on a tangent there on that one.
Yeah. So I think what he's trying to say is Agents of Shield, which is that's not a superhero show. It's a peripheral superhero show. Is for one should have been canceled. It should be gone already.
Yeah.
And
Disney
did something you don't usually do because even though they own ABC runs pretty much itself. Okay. They do have people to answer to, but there's people on the board. That's how things work. You know, Marvel, is their own thing. ABC is their own thing. And they forced them to keep it going, which, probably didn't go over very well with some people.
To talk to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans, basically what Disney did was they took the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and brought it to Tahiti. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
Brought it back from the dead. Jody says, I thought Lucifer wasn't in danger of cancellation. I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. should probably get canceled, though, given its inconsistent runs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it did have a good season. I mean, the one prior to Winter Soldier was great. They just didn't stick with that, which was too bad. So yeah, we will end our, we're like an hour in. So, Expanse, we love you. We hope you're still around. We will be covering the rest of the season. Please watch the hell out of the show. Try to watch it live if you can. If not, like I said, if you're doing some housework, just turn on your computer and throw in the Expanse and keep it on in the background. And maybe Amazon will notice. So at this point, we can get to the regular news and have some fun.
Yeah,
I think it's time we have some fun.
On a good note, Rick and Morty's been renewed for 70 episodes. They got a new contract. They being Harmon and I'm blanking on his name, but with Adult Swim for 70 episodes, man. That's huge. Never heard of before.
I thought you were going to give me some good news. I'm sorry.
That is.
I'm going to get killed for this. Rick and Morty's cool. It's not bad. It's funny. And 70 is incredible. That is insane. I don't know if Dan Harmon's going to live that long.
I don't think he's going to live that long.
Does. Fuck yeah, dude. Rock on. That's great. That's 70 episodes I probably will not watch. If only the Venture Brothers could get that kind of number order. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, 7-0, by the way, guys. Everyone who says 70, yeah. 7-0, yes.
Well, with the way that they're doing it, they said that with the way that they're doing their seasons, because there's no return date for season 4 as of yet, this show could be on for a decade because it takes them 18 months per season.
Yeah.
So this is going to be something that's going to be around for the long haul. It sounds like it.
Yeah. Well, Venture Brothers takes three years per season. Really. Just about.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you're a Rick and Morty fan, you're going to be seeing it until your grandkids will be watching Rick and Morty. And I mean, if it stays like The Simpsons, which is just meandering along. Yeah, but Rick and Morty's not like a meandering show. I'll give him that. It's pretty funny. I'm not. Yeah, I'm with you, Feisty fan. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm not. Yeah, but that's cool. If you like it, cool.
Jody says for a cartoon, that's good, right? Actually, for any show, Jody, it's good. I mean, that's unheard of. 70 episodes.
That's insane. The Simpsons don't even get that kind of commitment.
No, they don't get that kind of. They go, I think, in 2-year blocks.
But what network are they on? Remind me again, Dennis.
Adult Swim, Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network. Yeah, it won't be around. It is. Cartoon Network is part of SYFY. It's part of that. It's part of cable packages. It's like, but it probably gets streamed, and they probably allow streaming for that show. So
yeah, they allow streaming. It's like everywhere for the most part. So I mean, I actually thought it was kind of funny. What they're going to do is in celebration, they're going to bring out the Rickmobile again, and we're going to see that at Comic-Con.
Great.
Yeah, I know. You don't like the show. I got it. So,
go Team Venture. Thank you, Feisty.
So next up, we have the Predator trailer. Shane Black's version of the Predator, who he starred in the very first one, or not starred in, but he was in it.
He was in it. He was kind of a star. He died really early, and he was reading a comic book.
He was.
Was it Sergeant Rock?
It was a Sergeant Rock comic book. It was. Yeah.
Sergeant Rock comic book. There you go. Yeah. Rams World says so bad. Are you talking about the trailer?
Yeah.
The trailer did not rock my world, and I am a ginormous Predator fan.
I mean, it has a solid cast when you look at it. It's got like Thomas Jane, and it has Shane Black behind at the helm, who knows how to do stuff like this. It's got Keegan from Keegan and Peele, Michael Keegan in it, and I don't know. I have to agree. It was lackluster for me the whole time. I was thinking, why are we doing this again? Why? Was there a public outcry? I don't know. Yeah, not thrilled.
It does have Olivia Munn. You're
Yeah.
right, Mako. That's cool. And I do. I like Shane Black as well. Kiss Kiss, Bang Bang, that, and freaking Iron Man 3. I love Iron Man 3. I know a lot of people don't. I do. I like
Iron Man 3.
I did get a bit of the Stranger Things vibe, which I hate it when they copy other stuff, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have to see more of the trailer. I like it being suburban. It's just there's that. It's becoming kind of a meme on the internet where they put this there's a picture of this current cast like holding guns and stuff, and then they put it next to the original cast, and it just looks funny. It does. It looks like cosplay. Yeah. So there's that. But we'll have to wait and see. Of course, I want it to be good, but I liked Predators, so what do I know? I thought it was cool.
So we also had Arrested Development season 5, which is going to be airing on Netflix May 29th. So we have a new season of Arrested Development that's coming out.
Cool.
And I actually really kind of liked the trailer. The trailer was pretty funny because they kind of showed the past. Now they're showing where this is going. And I'm all up for it.
I thought it had some good bits in there. It did cross my mind. However, did they put the best bits in the trailer? And is it going to be, a little, because I know that one of the seasons didn't do as well. But when Lindsay says to Michael, and he's like, so you're running for office? And she's like, yes, I'm going to be part of the problem.
I'm going to be part of the problem. Exactly.
So
I thought I'd be part of the problem. Yeah. I love Portia. Is it DeRossi? DeRossi, yeah. Especially on Better Off Ted. She was brilliant in Better Off Ted. I think much better than in Arrested Development. But she's great at playing that clueless but evil character.
Yeah.
I don't know where she came up with it, but it was pretty damn funny. Gary, did you take a look at it?
No, I don't watch the show.
Okay.
I don't watch that show. I like I've said a million times before, I only watch what we cover. Unfortunately, that's all I got really time for. I've heard good things though.
So we also
It's not
had
really in our wheelhouse at all. So
a trailer that I thought was pretty funny, actually. The Spy Who Dumped Me with Mila Kunis. And actually, it does have somebody in there near the end, Gillian Anderson,
Yes.
who's in the X-Files, of course. So, and it looked actually pretty funny. I'm actually looking forward to this one.
It's interesting because Lionsgate is behind this.
Mm-hmm.
And notice who one of the leads is. Sam Heughan from Outlander.
Yeah.
I found that to be very interesting. When I watched it, it felt like, and she's not even involved with it, but it felt like a Melissa McCarthy vehicle.
Yeah, it did.
In a set.
That was the one thing I was kind of weirded out by that. But some of the other stuff, what's her name? Melissa McKinnon. Kate McKinnon, who's in it. Her character addition, I think, was actually what was needed in that to kind of throw that off, I think, a little bit.
Right. She's like a breakout star. She's a good character actress, and it seems like she's going to be the reason for the movie. Now, I like Mila. I like Mila a lot. I hate to admit it, but I liked her in Jupiter Ascending. I know, horrible movie, but I really enjoyed her in it. But this seems like it's going to be Kate's chance to shine with it. And I was surprised to see Justin Theroux. I was like, wow, he jumped back. There he is. So, yeah.
I love this. David Latham says, hashtag save X-Files from Chris Carter.
Right?
Oh, ouch.
God, yeah, that's what we were saying towards the end. Like this show could still be good if it wasn't in his hands. We saw one episode that wasn't in his hands, and it was brilliant.
Yeah.
So the chemistry's still there. Everything's still there. They just got to keep the creator away.
But speaking of shows that will not die,
but we said that about George Lucas, and
yeah, everyone wants him back now.
That didn't work out very well. No, I don't want him back. I don't. I know. So a lot of people do, though. A lot of people do. Me, no.
What do they think he's going to bring to it? Yeah, he did the original, but he's moved on from this world. What do they think that if he comes back, suddenly it's all going to? I don't know. What are they hoping for?
Well, supposedly he popped in on the set of Solo because him and Ron Howard are friends and whatnot, and he was sitting in on one of the scenes, and I guess he went, "Huh," and Ron was like, "Well, what's wrong?" And he goes, "Han wouldn't say that kind of joke." He goes, "Well, what would he say?" And so George leaned over and whispered it in his ear. Like, okay, we're gonna rewrite this. And so they did a take with George's joke, and it might be in the movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure a lot of things are, since they shot 70%, reshot 70% of it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure he wasn't just there for that one
big
day.
Surprise. Is that on your news thing today? The first reactions from Solo?
I did not put that down there.
Oh, that was kind of a big deal today. I think this is a good time to talk about it. The first reactions for Solo were a crowd that was invited to a specific screening, and this is becoming a thing now. And big shock, everybody loved it, and they all were using the same wording. It was a blast. Go and look at the tweets. It was in USA Today. Actually, as far as a screening that invited certain people with, it was all people with like Twitter and Facebook presences with big followings. So they invite them in with the whole like, you want to come back to the next one? Tweet something nice about us. And I swear somebody had put them all together that they all said it was a blast. It had a little hard time getting going, but once it got going, it was a blast. And like nine people said it, to where it gets to the point where you're like, okay, were they given the word to say? I mean, they probably weren't, but that kind of tells you about the think down there in the LA area. Yeah, it was funny. It reminded me of when Last Jedi came out. Remember all the Better Than Empires we got that first night? Dennis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So
Yeah,
it was a
wonderful.
lot of that. A lot of that. I don't know. That was
Oh, go ahead,
Oh no,
Susan.
no. All I was going to say is I think what happens with those focus groups, and I use the term loosely because it used to be focus groups were people off the street, just regular
Yeah.
Joes. Now it's like when they used to do the Tonight Show with Leno, it's like every friend and family of the executive, and of course, what are they going to say? But if they're getting people in the media with influence and such, there's probably caveats like, oh, well, if you do this, we'll get you an interview with so and so, and it'll be an exclusive, and you'll get this, this, and this. And that's how that game is played.
Yep.
Yeah. We also had reviews coming in for Deadpool 2 as well, the first reviews for that. And people were saying, there was a lot of people, it was kind of weird saying, I didn't like the first movie, but this one I really liked. And it's just like, what?
That's weird.
Yeah, it was really weird.
That definitely sounds like a dig at Tim Miller. It does. I mean, that's the first thing that hits my head.
But everyone's saying the end credit scene is the best end credit scene they've ever seen.
Okay,
Like,
but how's the movie?
They love the movie. Everyone's saying
Okay.
it's really good. It's funny. That there's pretty much no way they can go over the top for the third one because they kind of went over the top with it already in this one. And everyone's loving the X-Force is what they're saying.
But yeah,
And-
that's what they're going to have to do next.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
No, I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, I it looks good to me. June 15th.
We will be reviewing it.
Yes, we will.
Next week. We'll be here Friday night. I guess that's kind of becoming a thing now. So if like a big superhero movie or something like that comes out on a Thursday night, we'll be here Friday night. I'm sorry, there will be spoilers, but I can promise you what we'll do with the format is we'll do the first 20 minutes will be non-spoiler review. So you can ditch out if you want to ditch out. And then we can get into spoilers after that. How's that for compromise?
That sounds good.
We're
That works
about
for me.
we're about pleasing the people here. We are. Because we're people pleasers, which is not always good, by the way. Go on. Sorry.
Oh no problem. June 15th, we're finally going to get resolution from SYFY on the final season of 12 Monkeys. They're going to do a 4-week event where they're just going to release that final season over those 4 weeks.
For crap's sake, they've been saying this for a year.
Yeah,
Like at first they're like, we're going to show the entire season over a weekend. And then we're going to do it over 2 weeks. I know, because you've been reporting on it.
I know. I
And
know.
it's like, is this the last time, or are they going to change their minds again?
That's the last time they actually put out a trailer for it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Because
Yeah,
that's a
and that-
good show. That's another one, man. I mentioned it in my video last night. I was like, I'm not trusting you, SYFY. Happy's pretty much the only show I'm going to watch, and that is in support of Derek Robertson. Otherwise, yeah.
I mean, the way that
not
they're
happy with you.
12 Monkeys is kind of crazy. They're doing 3 episodes, every 3 weeks. Like for one showing is 3 episodes. Then the 2-part finale is on July 6th. And, I'm hoping with the way that they do it, that they do get viewers, because that's pretty intense.
It's really a dumb way to, I mean, just like
To end the show.
just put it on your website and let people just, I mean, drop
It
the whole
is.
damn thing.
They are dropping it out as well. So, but
Okay, are they doing that before the finale or after?
I think they're doing it after.
Okay, so they're not doing it. Okay, what I'm saying is, instead of effing around with this weekend garbage, just put it on your website and let everybody watch it. And you'll probably get tons of views. And you know what? You'll probably turn more people onto the show that way too. It's like this whole, if it rounds back to the Expanse, it's we've got to fight, and the old guard just not want to let go of how things are. Because as time moves on, we lose gatekeepers, we get new gatekeepers, but more and more often, more eyes are on YouTube, where idiots like myself can just make a video, or and there's people making shows on YouTube that are pretty decent production value now. I mean, they have some serious competition from the independents, which is good. It's a good thing. But I mean, they don't want to. If they would just change a little bit, they would do so much better. They're it's so short sighted. Whatever. It's a lot of people very comfortable in their jobs and they don't want to do any work. Sorry.
So some of the people in the chat here, 12 Monkeys is fantastic if you haven't seen it. Langley Neely, I know you said I've never been able to get into it. Give it a shot, man. Go through the first season if you can. It's excellent. What they did was, it's not the movie. They took elements of the movie, but it's actually, so the guy who wrote the Sarah Connor Chronicles, the Terminator show on Fox, he came up with a story called Splinter, which is about time travel. And they said, SYFY was like, well, we really want to do this 12 Monkeys, based on the movie. So they kind of merged them together. They took his idea for Splinter. They took 12 Monkeys and they merged them together and they came up with this thing. And oh my God, the woman who plays Jennifer Goines is fantastic in it. Just the way she is nuts, but lucid at times, and easily like some of the best sci-fi you'll ever see on TV. I mean, just awesome stuff.
It's pretty good. We'll be covering whenever they decide to do this end of the season, final season nonsense. We'll be here once they figure it out, or once we figure it out. But we have some other time travel, don't we?
We do have some other. Well, it's not time travel. I don't know if you remember the movie Jumper. That.
I was going to Bill and Ted.
Oh, you're going to Bill and Ted. Okay, we can go to Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
So, Bill and Ted 3, Bill and Ted Face the Music, has been greenlit. It's finally going to happen. It's only been 30 years, but it's finally going to happen. Oh, and all the players are back again.
And isn't it a coincidence? I mean, they've been talking about this movie forever, but I think what actually pushed it over the edge was Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is also going to have, we're going to have a Cobra Kai and Roseanne effect. So you're going to see a lot of, I don't want to say a little 80, basic 80s movies, I won't be surprised if we see, like 46 candles or 50 candles instead of 60 candles, like we're going to see crap candles. Like that, weirder science, stuff. It's coming. It's coming.
Aging in pink.
Right. Right. Here it comes.
Yeah. Station. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That was a total mistake too, by the way, that whole station thing. I was reading the story on that, and it's pretty funny. If you ever get a chance to read it, it's out there. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. Keanu Reeves still looks great. The guy who played Bill, not Alex so much. Winter. Yeah. Alex Winter, not so much. Yeah, but no, go ahead.
Sorry, no.
Oh no, I was just gonna say the time travel thing this time around is that they've written some songs. They still haven't written the song that aligns all the worlds and brings about harmony to the universe. So they need to work on that. And so they have their daughters with them now, going through time and trying to find the inspiration for that song.
I think what's interesting about this, and I just rewatched this movie last night, Galaxy Quest.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie because it was just pure genius. Dean Parasote directed it, and he will be helming this version of Bill and Ted. And I think that's an excellent choice because the way that this seems like it's going to go, and Steven Soderbergh is behind it. So nice. he's producing it, which is interesting. The way that they were talking about it, the writers, Ed Solomon and stuff, they said that they were really intensive with Keanu and Alex, and they really had them involved because everybody's feeling was, we loved this movie. We didn't want to dishonor it. We didn't just want to go through the motion. And this has the potential, because at first I thought, why are we doing this? Because I always think that whenever it comes to movies that I enjoyed, years ago. But then when I got into it about how they're going to examine the mere fact of when you're in the middle of your life and you had dreams as a kid, a teenager, and you haven't fulfilled any of them. That's their starting point. And I think it's going to be funny, but I also think it's going to be touching. And it's going to be that right bit of nostalgia with bringing it into modern times. And I just think that if it's done properly, it could even be a little emotional,
Oh yeah.
because yeah, I was just really pleasantly surprised when I found out that that was going to be the center of it. And, it's hard to believe that Keanu is 54, 55.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex Winter's probably in his mid 50s now. And, you remember them as those floppy haired kids in Wild Stallions, but they're grown men now and they're middle aged and they're pushing 60. And it's like, whoa, and I think it's going to be, I'm on board for it. I think it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I knew all the dialogue in that movie, even the little small background stuff, to the point where people just would not watch it with me.
Good memories of freaking smoking bong loads inside the theater. Yep, you could get away with it back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, or you could drink too in the theater.
Uh-huh. And,
Remember those days?
Well, you can do it now too, but it's just legal now. It's not as much fun, but yeah. It's kind of funny. Jody asks, so will we get a Wayne's World revival too? And Viking Bitch says, I doubt it, since Dana and Mike hated each other. Actually, they are working together again on the Gong Show. Believe it or not, Mike Myers is dressed up in costume.
Right, he's the host. Yeah,
he's the host as some British game show host, which is really odd. And Dana Carvey is on there all the time. So they actually they came up with this together, that they wanted to bring up the Gong Show again.
Oh, I pitched a couple of live streams ago that they should start a YouTube channel. Wayne's World should start it's made for a fucking YouTube channel, and just start it there, and screw a movie. Just do a freaking YouTube channel. It'd be great.
Them as middle-aged men. Wow, that would be worth it.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. And speaking of middle-aged men, the $6 Billion Man with Mark Wahlberg fired its director over, say it with me now,
creative differences.
And
a language barrier. And the guy wrote the script.
Oh my god!
They're still gonna use.
He couldn't understand Mark Wahlberg. I mean, he does have a thick Boston accent, right? I got a buck and a quarter here. What's going on?
You like them apples?
You like them apples? How about these apples, bud? Sorry, I can't do those.
Yeah, I can't
do
it
either. Wahlburger.
Party time. Excellent.
But they may get Mel Gibson to direct, because Mel Gibson was getting ready to play Oscar Goldman in the movie. So he's right there, ready to direct.
I'm kind of okay with this. That's freaking awesome.
I thought about it, and I'm like, Mel as Oscar Goldman, yes. Mel directing, yes. Can we please get another actor for Steve Austin?
Yeah, I know.
I'm with you on that one, Susan.
I do like Mark Wahlberg, but not for this project. And I'm glad to see it got steered away from comedic, because when it was originally in development hell, it was Jim Carrey, and they were going to treat it like Starsky and Hutch. They were going to make it a comedy, and I was livid. But now they're looking like it's serious, and I think it could work. Ditch Wahlberg, although I know he and Gibson are tight, but I'd like to see Lee Majors show up as the dad of Steve Austin. Something. Lee just needs to make a brief appearance, and that would be great.
Sure.
I think they would do that.
Have him come on as the dad, and they need somebody that is, to me, is more believable as Colonel Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Who would you suggest?
Oh God, anybody but him. I mean, Mark Wahlberg is good in stuff. He is great in stuff. Boogie Nights is freaking awesome. Okay, and he's done some great stuff. But as a guy who's like a highly trained astronaut, I'm not buying it.
I didn't buy him in Planet of the Apes.
Oh God, no.
No, and I'm thinking, and I know this is too close to Captain America. I know. But I'm thinking like a Chris Evans type. I'm thinking of the all-American boy type, like him or even Chris Hemsworth or Liam Hemsworth or somebody that's like the astronaut image, because that's what Colonel Steve Austin was. They need somebody like that I think would be way more believable than Wahlberg.
How about skewing a bit older and you go James Caviezel?
Oh, James Caviezel?
Caviezel, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? That might be
he's
good
too old,
because
though. Yeah, he's old. He's like
Yeah.
50.
But that would be kind of the whole point, though. You give him bionic parts.
That wouldn't sell a single
No?
movie ticket, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a good
That's what you
actor.
need to do. He's a great actor. I stood behind him in a subway one time.
Oh,
I'm standing behind Jesus.
Sorry, I'm gonna. Borphesius Maximus says, "Is the Expanse in jeopardy?" Sorry, I'm late to the party. Yes, the Expanse has been canceled by SYFY.
Yeah, I would call that Jeopardy. No,
Yes.
but there's hope. Real quick, they're shopping it around, and I think it's going to get picked up. The short version of that, but
yeah, it'll be up. You can watch the beginning of our video once this goes up there.
David Latham says, "Marky Mark, LOL, future Oscar winner." Yeah, the closest he's getting to Oscar is Oscar and fucking $6 million Man. That's as close as he's getting to Oscar.
Mike Krychek says CNC Music Factory can be the villain.
Yeah, jeez. Hey, just some quick.
That I'd watch. Oh.
Just something quick that I've seen here, and this might give the Expanse fans hope. Apparently, NBC picked up Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, David 404 said that. So, yeah.
Wow.
There might be some shifting going on here. I would hate for it to be on a network TV. I'm telling you that right now. I would rather it be canceled. But.
So really quickly, why Fox dumped all those sitcoms is because they're making room for another night of NFL. Because Fox is shifting towards sports in preparation for their sale to Disney.
Because those NFL ratings are doing so well.
They're putting all their money down into sports for some unknown reason.
Well, if it's European football, I mean, people still watch that. I mean, I don't, but people watch the shit out of that over there. As far as American football,
it's American football, yeah.
It's declining. It's declining. And that's a fact. I mean, it was double digit last year.
Yeah.
So that's the end of sports talk here on Nerdrotic channel.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to get into on that.
I'm out.
That just sounded really damn funny. That's the reason why they did it. But yeah. So Jordan Peele, who directed Get Out last year, his next movie is going to be called Us, and has cast Lupita Nyong'o and Elizabeth Moss for the leads. No word on what it's about, but it's probably going to be another horror-related kind of flick there.
He says that it's going to be, he's doing a series of social thrillers. And this is going to be another social thriller like Get Out. Lovecraft Country on HBO, that's another social thriller, which is another joint that he's doing. And it seems like he has those type of ideas in mind right now that he's going forward with.
Yeah. Sorry, I just looked over. Borpheus, pronounced like Morpheus, is what he said. So, sorry, I just... yeah, social thrillers. I still haven't seen Get Out yet. I'm just going to say that right now. I just haven't had the chance to, even though it's on HBO. Been watching so much other stuff that I just haven't gotten a chance to.
Yeah, might as well stop watching Supergirl one night and watch Get Out. Come on. Langley says it's good.
I heard it's good.
Said it's good.
Yeah. It's in the vein of the Stepford Wives. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
interesting.
That's a episode and a half of Supergirl you can miss for Get Out, and then you can watch Supergirl later, and it'll be like some really funny Tumblr talk and cutesy wootsy. superheroes.
Oh, come on. They have some good stuff in there.
Sure.
Brainiac.
Okay.
Come on. They got Brainiac 5. Speaking of good stuff, Cobra Kai has been renewed for season 2 at YouTube Red.
That's right. That's good. So when are we covering Cobra Kai, Dennis? Sunday?
That's a good question. Are we, renewing that? Are we reviewing that on Sunday?
Yep. I think Sunday morning is a good time. Maybe we'll get Jay, Mr. Kempo himself, to join us. And yeah, if you guys want to watch, cool.
YouTube Red seems to be the place to go because the new YA thriller, that Impulse, that's based on Jumper, that's also on YouTube Red. And it seems like YouTube Red might be making a push to get interesting content.
No, they're going to go heavy YA. That's the because that's the demographic that they think is watching YouTube. They're going to go for it, but hey, we get I think we get like $4 or $5 a month from YouTube Red. So yay, YouTube Red, it's awesome. But I mean, Cobra Kai is the first good, like I've checked out some YouTube Red shows, and Cobra Kai is really good.
The only reason why I'm kind of interested in Impulse is because Doug Liman's involved, and he was involved with the original Jumper, and pretty much everything that Doug Liman has touched has been really, really good. So go ahead.
No, I was just thinking, in terms when I was watching that, and I know it's Doug Liman too, and I was like, I know he did Bourne, and he's used to the action, so that element's going to be there. But I couldn't help but compare it to a sci-fi version of Twilight, with the sets and the dark, depressing look. But I think, although IMDb didn't verify it, but I stopped and froze the frame. It looks like Jill Marie Jones is in it from Ash versus Evil Dead. I might be wrong, but it did look a lot like her.
Huh. Who'd she play in Ash vs. Evil Dead?
She was the first season Amanda Fisher.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. It looked like it was her, but the Impulse, I will give them this. Yeah, it is YA, but it's interesting. The premise behind it is whether they can sustain it. That's anybody's guess.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny that you mentioned Twilight, because the very first Jumper, Kristen Stewart's in that movie at the very end of the movie. She's his stepsister. She answers the door. She has like one speaking line. That's it. And that's like, I think, her first on-screen performance, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was right before Twilight, I believe. Yep.
Yeah. It's really funny that you mentioned that. But yeah, it's one of those really small little worlds there. And speaking of small worlds that are in a galaxy far, far away, Jon Favreau's Star Wars TV series is all set to take place 7 years after the Battle of Endor. So we found out from Jon Favreau himself.
So kill the past, let it die. That's been the mantra from Star Wars, from Kathleen Kennedy. Kill the past, let it die, except when we don't want to, and we're going to make you go back there over and over again. And I'm excited that Jon Favreau's doing a Star Wars TV series. That sounds good. But yeah, it still sounds directionless over there. I don't know. Do we want to? Okay, so are we gonna? So it's gonna be an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. of Star Wars. We're gonna hear about Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and Han Solo. We're gonna be in that time frame, and maybe we'll see like Luke round a corner in one episode, or Chewbacca's leg down a hallway.
R2D2.
R2D2 will be in it a lot. Millennium Falcon will fly over, and people will watch an entire episode to watch the Millennium Falcon, which I don't know if it even has that appeal anymore. Like it's
parked on Hollywood Boulevard, apparently.
Oh yeah, and it's made some people happy. But that stuff happens all the time.
I wonder if people are shooting up drugs in there already.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm reaching light speed already. Here we go.
I'm doing another bong hit. Yeah. Oh.
I used
Oh,
to think
you're right, Luke. There'll be Ewoks. Oh, that'll be okay. Yes, it's gonna be Endor. Yes, it'll be. We're gonna find out what happened to the Ewoks after the Battle of Endor. They started a new civilization. Started actually getting advanced, put down their spears, and
Well, it's going to be live action like Jungle Book. The
Mhm.
one plus is Favreau directed a lot of the Orville. He
Yeah.
did. I can never pronounce this. Zathrusta, you know the movie I'm talking about, where the kids are playing the game and it's outer space.
Oh, Zathura.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zathura. Thank you.
Mhm.
He understands that world very well, and who would have thought the kid from Swingers? But he gets it. But I gotta say, and people, please don't hate me because I am a sci-fi fan. I do love Star Wars, but I'm getting tired of all the Star Wars now. It's just a plethora.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just tired of them being in the same, sticking with the same family. I
Yeah.
know this is actually going to take focus off of that. I mean, it's set 7 years after Return of the Jedi. So, as someone put it in our Facebook, so it's 23 years before The Force Awakens.
yeah.
And yeah.
It's about 23 years before we find out Luke is just a grumpy old man on an island that doesn't give a crap about anything, and Han is killed unceremoniously by his emo little son. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. I just go to the what is it, the unknown regions or something like that, and just stay there because that's the only hope you have of carrying on this franchise.
Yeah.
By the way, big spoilers came out for episode 9. There was a plot leak by the same guy who leaked the plot for episode 8 and was correct. Leaked the plot for episode 9. You guys can look for it. We're not going to say it here, but oh my god,
That bad?
If it's oh my god. For one, they're going to have to recast Leia, so they're going to have to rewrite that part because she was, I guess, really going to have a big part in the movie. So I don't know if that's true or not. Some of it does sound a bit ridiculous, but some of episode 8 sounded a little ridiculous too, and it
When
came
you
true.
say leak, do you mean leak in quotation marks? Like a planned leak? Like sometimes they do that.
Yeah, quotation marks. Like
Yeah.
running it up the flagpole and see who salutes. Kind of a leak.
Yeah.
Yes.
Movie Fanobi says the Obi-Wan movie is moving forward again. Yeah, it's already supposedly in pre-production now for the art. I saw this, and they're saying that it's a May release date in 2020 after the sagas are done. Yeah, I read all about that, but it's still in rumor land. That's why I haven't posted anything about it as of yet. And there was only a couple, like 2 articles on there, and it was all rumor. They were all referencing each other. So that's why I haven't posted anything about that one. And
well, it made the rounds on YouTube pretty hard. That's probably why they're bringing it up. Oh yeah, it did. It did. Anything that Star Wars pops up, it gets the rounds are made. Now the big question is Ewan McGregor going to play Obi-Wan? Because there is a question.
Yeah, he said he wants to do it. That he'll do it again.
Yes, he said he wants to do it, but there is scuttlebutt that they do want to recast, which is insane.
That is insane.
Ewan's too old or something?
Maybe. It's absolutely insane. But that goes right into our theory that they want to like inch up to remaking the original series. And yeah, we've already done a million of podcasts, but I would love to see a Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan movie. Hell yes.
Oh yeah, I would too. Johnny Papa says, so you are okay with Filoni back in time, but you don't like live series by Favreau. That's not what we said.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just say I'm tired of being around the original trilogy. I was kind of hoping he would do something either way in the past or in the future.
Exactly.
Like even around this numbskull trilogy that they got going on right now. If you want to be in the peripherals of that, I'd be fine. Just I'm with Dennis. Get away from the Skywalker family. Get away from that era, and start building out your. You've already kind of crushed that anyway. So go somewhere new. And I'm okay with Filoni anywhere. Like I'm gonna watch probably watch Resistance because he's involved. I'll probably not like it, but yeah, we'll see. Because I don't like the characters that are going to be in it. So
Mako says, I want to see Ewok boobies. I already saw Klingon boobies. You're a disturbed man. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
How about Boba Fett boobies? I know there's a Boba Fett that's out there. She actually hits Comic-Con every now and then. So that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, you can Google that, by the way. I'm not going to, show
Or
you
not.
that.
Or not.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. She's not naked. That's all I'm going to say. So
yeah, Jody says, yeah, Gary, do like a show in the past, like maybe explore the beginnings of the Old Republic. Yeah, do some of that freaking Battlefront UA stuff that you kids love so much that I hear really good things about. Well, I don't know anything about it. I don't play video games, but
you kids get off my lawn. Yeah.
What I've been told, I said, you cool kids. Kids can play on my lawn. I don't give a shit. I have kids. I love kids. And no, I don't own a lawn. My dog dug it up. But yeah, I do some of the book stuff that sounded so good. People told me about it. It sounded great.
The Expanse, the expanded universe.
Yeah,
they're mining that from what I understand, especially for the Solo movie. I heard they're mined it pretty hard.
Johnny Pappas, I am bitter over the treatment of Luke Skywalker. Star Wars died for me at the prequels. Like it was never the same. But I was kind of hopeful to see Luke Skywalker at least for once be completely, fully realized Jedi badass. You had one opportunity, Disney, and you blew it, which is kind of funny. So, yeah, I'm bitter over the treatment of Luke Skywalker, but it does not keep me up at night, Johnny. No.
I'm sorry, I got to share this one. Luke Lucas says he walks CPAP machines.
What?
Ewok CPAP machines?
Yeah, because sleep apnea is serious business.
It is.
Oh, God.
Thank you for Movie Philobia at $1.99, 1-900 Susan 69 at $1.99 per minute. The gift that keeps on giving there.
That's right. Please tune in to last week's podcast to know what that's about.
Yeah.
Langley, you're right. My issue with the one franchise is it needs a coherent set plan for multiple films in Star Wars, and they aren't doing that
in a single voice.
So I'm the person who loved Last Jedi. The inconsistency is glaring. Yeah. And that was it. They went in without a plan. They admitted that. We've talked about it a million times, and it sucks. And that opportunity is now gone. And I don't think they set out to split the fan base right down the middle, but they did. Actually, I think it's like moving more towards more people are disliking than liking at this point now. I think as more time goes on, it's not going to bode well for them, but they can correct it. There's always time to correct it.
Ed Brewer says she's a $9.99 a minute type.
Oh, hey, that's a high class lady.
Classy with a K.
Little over my budget though.
Yeah.
99 cents is my limit.
You're talking Amazon money there. That's not YouTube money.
Ewoks versus She-Hulk. Kinky, Luke. Kinky.
Yeah. Speaking of kinky, Birds of Prey, which is supposed to be the next Harley Quinn movie, will probably be rated R. And you can thank Deadpool for that one.
That's good. That's actually good news from the DCU. I remain hopeful that it sounds like DC's kind of getting their shit together, and it really looks like they're going to do this. Like we're gonna have a loosely based universe, but we're going to do one-offs, and like if one of these things really starts to work, we'll just kind of run with that. And it's kind of what Fox has been doing with the X-Men lately, and mostly been doing a good job. So this is good news for all of us, because then we get good DC movies, which is what we do want. I mean, I know, and Margot Robbie was great as Harley Quinn. She was great. So, very bad movie.
Jody asked Dennis, but was Harley ever a part of the Birds of Prey?
No.
Wasn't that Oracle, Huntress, and Black Canary? You're correct. But what happened is the Disney or the WB execs said sirens. No one's heard of sirens, but they've heard of that Birds of Prey.
Yep.
So you know what? We got this really good thing going with Harley. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but just that's the way the movie executive talks.
Hey kid, get over here.
Kid, come over here.
I'm here.
We're gonna do Birds of Prey instead,
and we're gonna talk about some marketing here. Oh, sorry.
And you know that
couch.
Deadpool thing did really well because it was a rated R movie. So we're gonna make this one rated R. We're gonna show boobies and stuff.
Hey kid, come over here. Put your pants on, uncuff yourself, and bring me my coffee, and we'll talk about Margot Robbie. Yeah, okay. Sorry, that was a little dark.
I know, really.
I went dark, really. Okay, this is good. And they also looked at that. So, who is the second best single character selling merchandise for Warner Brothers in DC? Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Harley Quinn. It's Batman and Harley Quinn over Superman, over freaking everything else. So, yes, she's going to be in a lot of shit. That's my creepy Groucho Marx impression. That's my Me Too Hollywood producer Groucho Marx impression.
I once shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I have no idea.
Only on Fridays.
That's my Groucho Marx impression in 30 seconds. There you go. Speaking of Marvel now, at this point, Annette Bening has joined the Captain Marvel cast as Carol Danvers' scientist mother. I knew that would get a good reaction out of Gary on that one.
Oh my god. Okay, Susan, apologies because I know you're a lady, and I have no problem with ladies. I do when I'm arguing with them, like my wife, and I lose badly. But has anybody noticed? So what's Olivia Munn playing in the Predator? Remind me again. She's a scientist.
Is she a scientist? Really?
She's a fucking scientist.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
I didn't see the lab coat.
Me too. Like Hollywood is so overreacting now. It's hilarious. Like every woman has got to be a scientist, which is great. But damn, every freaking movie. I was so not surprised
about that scientist thing. And this is probably going to cause people to hate me, but it's my personal opinion.
Hey, nobody's going to hate you here. We got you.
Why is it that every time a woman plays a scientist, she has to be super hot, wear big dorky glasses, and it's just like they stereotype it. You know, they're kind of giving it the sexy librarian vibe. Mm-hmm. You know, it's now Annette Bening, she's an older woman, that will probably work because she will treat it like, you know, it is a role. She will be a scientist. She'll believe it. But when you get like Denise, what the heck was her name?
Denise Charlie Richards.
Sheen. Yeah, as Christmas or whatever. Yeah. Really? When did this happen? You know, I'm like, you know, I'm not saying that there aren't scientists out there that are babes. There probably are. But I think that it's a lot of Hollywood's perception of what they think scientists, you know, should be. And yeah.
I mean, instead of actually showing real science, I mean, that was my biggest thing about Shuri and the Black Panther. She was great in her role, but the marketing was she's this great scientist, and she didn't mention any. She just said, "Oh, my machine did this." You know, how'd you make it? My machine did this. You know,
yeah, she was a technologist, is what she was. She wasn't.
She didn't explain. Nobody, and that's fine. A lot of dudes. That's with dudes too. You're right, Susan. It's Hollywood has become such a bubble at this point. Like, I'm not sure they know what's real anymore. That's why dramas from Hollywood get weirder and darker as time goes on, because I love it when somebody gives a speech and they actually cry at the Oscars and everybody like says, "Oh, they were so authentic." You know, when you have to point that out, like I didn't go up to Dennis going, "Dennis, you were really authentic today."
I say that to you all the time, though. You just kind of blow it off every time I tell you that, Gary, that you're really authentic.
No, I just tell you to get out of bed and take a shower. Cook me some breakfast.
Oh
we'll
man,
get into that one, buddy.
Since we're talking about Christmas Jones, because that has that's the one of the James Bond movies that has the absolute worst one-liner at the end of a James Bond movie ever, which is, I thought only Christmas came only once a year.
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah,
no.
that is the very last line of that movie, and
That is a bad porn line.
it's a really bad porn line. And I mean, I remember seeing that at a movie theater, and everyone just went dead silent. And went, he really just said that? The da 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 da. And everyone's like, oh shit, he did just say that. And they ended the movie on it.
I think it's great. I think that was funny.
Oh.
That's sometimes that's right. Fucking legendary.
Yeah, man, it's some really bad
Well,
stuff.
dude, we've all had that moment where we're all like we're the only ones laughing in the movie theater. Come on, it's happened. Okay, Ice Age, the two big rhinos in the first one, and whatever character, John Leguizamo's character, runs through some shrubberies that the rhinos are eating, and one of the rhinos looks up and goes, "Carl, he ruined our salad." And Melissa and I just fell off our chair because there was a big daddy bear gay couple, and we just figured it out right there, and we were just busting up, and nobody was laughing in the movie theater. We didn't give a shit.
Yeah, tossing the salad.
And now it's our line to each other all the time. It's, "Carl, he ruined our salad."
Well, there's all kinds of little things like that. My favorite still to this day is from the Tick, the cartoon, the 90s cartoon. The Tick gets kicked into space, low Earth orbit by the Proto Clown, and he's in his brain. And at one point, he's going to his pleasure center, which is a giant happy face that opens up with a tongue staircase. And he's running up the stairs as fast as he can, and all of a sudden the tongue disappears, and the ground opens up, and he falls into a pit of water. And this giant snake wraps around him and starts wrestling with him. And they're wrestling around. And they stop, and the snake looks at him and goes, "You don't date much, do you?" I almost peed my pants laughing because I couldn't believe that got into a children's TV show on Saturday morning. That's Freudian, by the way, for all of you out there who don't know what that is.
Yeah.
For virgin and sexually frustrated.
Oh man,
how
about the SpongeBob?
Oh yeah,
where there's the seahorse and it's off screen, and he puts the quarter in the seahorse, and the seahorse kicks him in the head. But the way they make the sound, that he puts the quarter in the seahorse's ass, and he's all, "This isn't a ride." Oh, fucking SpongeBob! It was funny back in the first season. Sorry, you have to see that one. That's another one where like I was watching it with my kid, and I just started busting up. I'm like, he just put a quarter up a seahorse's ass on a cartoon. Oh my god.
Laneige Company, he says, "I'm late, what the fuck, cancel the Expanse." No. Yes, SYFY has canceled the Expanse. We dealt with that at the beginning of this episode. You can take a look at it when it kicks over to a video there.
Yep. We're going to be wrapping things up. We got about 12 more minutes thanks to YouTube's passive aggressive 2-hour live stream limit.
Yes. So Stars is going to be making a show based on the book called The Rook, about a woman with supernatural abilities that wakes up in a London park with amnesia, and she's being chased by supernatural entities. And speaking of Olivia Munn, she's been cast, I think, as a scientist.
As a scientist?
Yeah.
That would be great.
And it's going to be starring Emma Greenwell.
I'm with Mika. I mean, I could watch, Olivia Munn doing science for a long time. But I mean, what kind of science though? I mean, there's lots of sciences out there.
There are lots of science. Actually, my coworker, who is a scientist as well, actually shot me over a picture and said, maybe this is what Hollywood people saw, and it's a stick figure with a someone wearing a lab coat and says, "Scientists are sexy." And I thought it was funny.
Was. That's funny.
Yeah.
Scientists, I'm pulling apart.
Rook, right?
I'm sorry?
You know who's behind the Rook? Stephanie Meyer from Twilight, and the
Oh,
night manager Stephen Garrett. They're the executive producers of it. And
that's
this was
Jessica Jones season 2. Stephanie, no, not that's yeah. Was that no? Was Stephanie Meyer too? That's right. Jessica Jones season 2.
Yep.
Ooh, which was not good.
Yep, that's who's doing it. And I remember when I reported about this, back when TCA was going on, and I was thinking, well, there's going to be some shows that are leaving stars now for this.
Yeah,
Right.
probably.
Yeah.
How about we hit a little bit of the chat here?
Hit the chat for a few more minutes. We'll carry that news over to some other time.
Yeah, that sounds good. Movie Fanobi says, wasn't there a movie when a little girl put a coin in her slot? You show me your now. Yeah, I'm gonna skip past that one.
Yeah, movie Fanobi. We're trying.
That's a different kind of movie. Langley M. Neely says Olivia Munn is either sexy scientist or terrible mutant ninja.
Right, a terrible mutant ninja. That's funny.
Yes, she is.
It sucks so bad. Is she like, for one, she made a big deal on her Instagram that how she lost 12 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But like her losing 12 pounds is like any normal human losing 50. I was like, well, did she need to lose weight for that role? Because she didn't. And yeah, she looked way too skinny. Way too skinny.
You know what it was? It was one of the producers goes, hey, you know what, Olivia, honey, come here a second. You need to lose about
12 pounds.
12, no, maybe 15 pounds, if you will. You need to lose that for the role. Otherwise, you're not getting the role.
Can you pick up that pencil while you're at it? I dropped it on the floor.
Can you put on a bikini over there and wash my car while you're at it? Which, by the way, is how Megan Fox got the role for Transformers. She washed.
That's what the urban legend. I don't. Did he really do that? I mean, I've heard that. I mean,
there's supposedly video of that's how he actually taped her doing that.
Michael freaking Bay. Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That's why I really never ever want to see those movies again.
Yeah. While we're talking with the chat, I just want to put up, which I should have put up earlier. This is kind of mind-boggling. You could keep doing the chat.
Okay. Morpheus Maximus says, I wonder how much of a budget to make a good Hyperion movie. Oh.
Like Michael J. Straczynski's Hyperion from Marvel, like the Squadron Supreme.
I think Squadron Supreme.
And if you did it like Marvel Knights version, it would have to like a Watchmen budget. I would watch that. That was freaking great.
Yeah.
His run on the Squadron Supreme was excellent. Oh, it was so good. So what boggles my mind is season 1 is at 9%? 6%. Dude, what? Season 1 is so goddamn good. It's better than season 2 is good, but season 1's better.
You know what that tells me? That tells me that a lot of people didn't rate it that watched it.
Yep.
And I hate to say this because I'm not a big fan of Rotten Tomatoes, but Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb do carry a little bit of weight. So if you guys watch The Expanse and you go back and watch The Expanse season 1, go and rate it.
Yep. Well, it's at 100% and it still got canceled. So, I mean, what more can you freaking do? Keep rating it, though. Keep doing good. But damn. That's crazy.
Morpheus Maximus says Hyperion, Fall of Hyperion, Enderman, Rise of Enderman.
Okay.
Yeah, the Dan Simon's novels.
Oh, so not like the superhero. That I do not know. Sounds. Is it good?
Dan Simmons' version of Hyperion. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah. So I haven't seen it. I haven't read it either myself. So.
But if you recommend it, we'll check it out.
Yeah.
We always like to check out new things.
Amari Daniels. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Go on.
Amari Daniels says, if Arrested Development can come back from the dead, anything should be possible for canceled shows. Hopefully.
Yeah. That's a show that's got a crazy fan base that's like medium size, but really passionate.
Yeah.
That never grows, but it never shrinks. It's weird.
You were going to say something?
No, I was going to say we need what they need to find a way to do is cut out more of these middlemen, and that's kind of what's happening. I mean, it's good and bad. The change we're going through, okay, with streaming services. Disney's idea of doing multiple streaming services is just a bad idea. It's just a really bad idea. Netflix, where I hear a lot of the movie people are complaining about Netflix, a lot of the TV people are loving it. And it's if Netflix keeps making kind of halfway decent movies, that's going to bode well for them, but it will also get better stuff because they won't have to go through distributors and all that. Cause that's what costs the most money is this theater chains and going through cable networks. That's what gets a lot of shows canceled. So in the this is like the writer's strike. The writer's strike's killed some good shows. And this transition is going to kill some good shows, but in the long run, it's going to be better for TV. I don't know about movies. I mean, that's questionable. I mean, like I walk into the Century 20 here in Daly City. It is a massive movie theater. It's a building. It's a giant building in a very expensive part of town. Not the most expensive, but that thing must just cost a fortune to run, and it's empty all the time. There's like 5 people working in there. So I don't know how sustainable that is. The future is still going to be long form, like these shorter series TV, and hopefully it'll get worked out. But if you're looking at a show on a SYFY or something, I don't know if I'm going to think twice about getting into it. Unless they just come out and say, yeah, we're going to do 2 seasons, then that's okay. If you just need a closed story.
The wave of the future is going to be short shows. 3 seasons, that's it. And with the option to, like they say, rent with the option to buy, I think it's going to end up being 3 seasons and, like an option whether or not. I just don't see, gone are the days of 20 years of television. Like SVU is on its 20th year. I just see that everything is just going to get shorter. It's going to be, we're going back to the old idea of miniseries, with just 8 episodes. I just think that's just going to be the future.
Yeah, I agree with that somewhat. I think there'll be some shows that go 5 and 6 years, like a Westworld and Game of Thrones. I think the other thing to go along with that is that we're going to get cinematic TV shows. So they're going to be shows that don't come out once a year. They're going to come out once every 2 years. And
like The Sopranos.
Like Sopranos, like Westworld. And if you get good enough quality, what?
Taboo.
Yeah. Taboo. Yep. Well, Venom delayed Taboo.
Yeah.
But dude, Taboo's great. I'll wait 2 years for it. I have no problem doing that. But yeah, it'll be cool. Well,
Jody,
hang on.
What? Oh, hey, there we go.
We got a message here.
Yeah, I see.
We have a guest.
We do.
Holy crap. What is up? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Greetings.
Holy crap. It's DOOMCOCK.
Hello, are you there?
I am here.
We're here.
Oh,
How's it going?
so you do hear me.
I do.
Yeah.
It is a successful experiment.
It is. This is, dude, coming on live. That's a bold move. They might be able to find you.
Yes. Well, I just popped in trying to get the damn thing to work, and then, y'all didn't notice me, so I thought, well, maybe I have to send them a chat. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyway, I don't even know if the language is, I don't know. I don't know what your rules are, so I'll try to moderate the language. Anyway, damn it.
No. You be yourself, man. That's what we're here for.
No rules.
Well, I'm just crushed about this Expanse situation. I have loved this show greatly, and even though I hate everything I see, by love I mean I hate it the least possible amount. And it's just a crush. I've been under a cloud all day, and not nearly enough alcohol in the lair to deaden this suffering.
I hear you. I'm working on it myself right there. So
Are they
Well,
serving alcohol at McDonald's?
they are.
Oh.
It's the new menu, man.
It's the McFucked Up special.
No, it's called Friday.
Yeah. Friday, the cancellation Friday. Yeah. It's just terrible. Is there any hope, gentlemen? I just want to know, is there any hope?
There is
There is
hope.
Overlord.
Yeah, we've been saying that, as people in the chat have been saying, if Arrested Development can come back from the dead, there's hope.
Yeah, I guess one of the shows that got canceled today, what, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, is that what it got picked up by another network?
NBC.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't watch that show, and it's nowhere near the level of The Expanse, but
Can I pitch my idea to Doomcock?
Yeah.
Doomcock.
Yes.
Hi, this is Susan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Susan.
I think, sir, that you should be the face, well, maybe not the face, but the voice of the Expanse movement. I think it's you that is going to rally the people to get them to get this show to Amazon or Netflix. I think that's bestowed upon you.
I would be honored to bear that. I tried today to do a little bit towards that. I didn't know what the best odds were. I mentioned Netflix. I'm not sure if I mentioned Amazon, but Amazon would actually be a prime candidate, no pun intended, to carry it, because, I mean, that's where I found The Expanse. I did not even see it the first season. Sadly, it just slipped my notice, and then one day I decided to try it out on Prime, and I just got hooked and binged the hell out of it, and I have devoured it ever since. And anything that I could possibly do to further the cause of excellence in pop culture. I mean, good God, the fact that STD, that vile abomination Star Trek Discovery, is frolicking, tiptoeing through its turpid tulips, and we've got the Expanse that's going down. It's just I mean, what are we fighting for? If we let, like, Ash versus the Evil Dead, if we let the Expanse, great shows that are worthy, so much more worthy of any attention that these other leeches are sucking out of our collective airwaves. Anything I could do to help, I will do.
Yeah, you are the man, and I think it all starts with rallying the troops, with getting a good hashtag and taking to social media and taking it to YouTube and amassing your army of fans. Find them. Find the Expanse fans on social media. That's the way you're going to do it. And I think you're the guy that should lead this movement.
Well, Susan, I appreciate that, and gentlemen, I am humbled to be told that, and I actually have tried today as well on Twitter to remember the can't, hashtag remember the can't, hashtag save the Expanse, and I did tweet that out. I tweeted out a link to my video. What else do you think? What would be the next step? Just keep trying to reach.
Well, what you want to do is find the Expanse fans, and by saying that, I mean go and see if there's fan clubs out there. See if they're on YouTube. See if they're on Twitter or Facebook. If you're there, and there's your army, and announce your presence with authority, which you definitely will.
Yeah, he's got no problem with that.
I have a bit of authority.
Yeah, a lot of our chat here is actually in agreement with Susan here. You probably remember Viking Bitch.
Oh, yes, the great Viking bitch, yes.
Yeah, she says, Doomcock, you are our hope. Doomcock will save us all.
Help me, Doomcock, Obi.
Your only hope, yes.
No, there's other hopes. No, yeah, Oh, another there he is. They're here on the Nerdrotic channel. Yes.
That's okay. I have no problem saying
Dennis
it
can't
too.
say it either.
I stumbled over
I
it.
beat
You know,
you
this
to it.
fucking mask.
So here's the I just typed in the Expanse in the search, and there's my video right on the Nerd.
Yes. Excellent.
And there's your video. So that I think that's a good start. I think we should keep doing videos, and listen to Susan, because she did, while she didn't get Ash renewed, like she said, she got the network to notice, and they listened. So I mean,
Really?
yeah. So anything we can
that's
do, and
amazing.
yeah.
Bring back Boomstick, Doomcock. That was me.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to do my best to try and reach out to the Expanse fans to really try but what we need is we need some contact information. I mean, we need to be able to direct our attention to the proper, channels at Netflix or Amazon to take notice of this. I mean, otherwise it's a very diffuse kind of thing. How did you direct yours, Susan?
I directed it to Stars PR, on Twitter. On Facebook, we had viewing parties for The Expanse. I forgot to mention those because social media is important. We set up viewing parties on Facebook and Twitter. We live tweeted. Live tweeted was so powerful for Ash that Dana DiLorenzo did it every single week, and so did Lindsay Ferris. So that is one of the ways to do it as well. And you target the PR department, you target the network, and that's how you do it.
All right. The PR department. So I could go research their company and try to get an email for that particular department.
Right. More so like on Twitter, it would be an @ like for Stars, it was @Stars PR, @Lionsgate TV. That's the type of thing you want to look for.
Awesome.
That is brilliant.
Yes. I think that's really something that we need to make work somehow between all of us. If there's any way to reverse this. And I was, were you saying earlier that you think perhaps that, in your email to me, you said that you thought that perhaps the streaming numbers and DVR numbers were there, and that the Expanse perhaps wanted this outcome to try and free it up to find another home, essentially.
I believe that because the overnight ratings were down a little bit, but they're down in it's the trend that's been, I mean, all TV is down. So they're not down any more than any other show because more and more people are cord cutting. So I think we talked about it earlier. I think it's kind of a poison pill for them to back out because they knew they couldn't be on SYFY very long. Maybe this is something they discussed and they're just not telling everybody that we're going to try the show out. And if it does good, you help us, we'll help you. Because we've seen it. I mean, even with BSG, we were talking about BSG. BSG ended way too soon. It was 4 seasons. That's it.
Yes.
And we're losing 12 Monkeys, which I don't know if you've seen it. Good show. And they're doing this ridiculous thing, a drop in the final season over the course of a weekend or two or something. Yeah. SYFY cannot afford sci-fi shows. It's pretty clear.
Yeah, right.
So we got some people in the chat here who've been doing a little research, and they said Movie Fanobi says Alcon Entertainment. So that's ALCON. Yeah. Alcon Entertainment. Johnny Pappas also says Roy Price is the head of content at Amazon Prime Video. And that's twitter.com/Roy Price is his Twitter there.
Is there any way that you could pop those?
Actually, it'll be in our chat here when this goes over to video.
I'm screen capping it right now, and we'll take. I'm sorry, this sucks, but we got to kind of end the show because of this. The
embargo.
I understand. I would have gotten here earlier.
No, it's cool. Yeah. No, YouTube is doing a weird thing with their live streams that if you go over 2 hours, whatever you go over, they cut that out of the first part of the video for 24 hours. It's stupid as hell. But
what
maybe
is that, some kind of fuzzy math.
It's fucking YouTube math.
Yeah.
And I don't
could have cut it out of the
understand normal
middle.
math.
Which, you know,
Yeah,
They
right?
cut it out randomly.
You want me to keep it going? The people want it. We can keep it going for a few more minutes. Okay.
Just a few more minutes. All right.
Yeah, we'll go a few more
Yeah,
minutes.
but no, I mean, that would be great if we could get some of that information. I could definitely start trying to tweet that out. Maybe do another video with specifics of what to do. Save the Expanse in 3 easy steps. First of all,
Watch it.
Yeah.
Watch the damn thing.
and I believe everyone says that hashtag remember the can't is actually a good hashtag. So that's
That's
love
the
it.
one that that's what I used today. I mean, and that's what I put at the end of my video. Remember the can't. I mean, my God, it's just killing me. This show was so goddamn good, and I've railed a lot about stunt casting and the effrontery of Mikey Spock and Ghostbusters hiding behind the female cast. But The Expanse is really the model for if you want to have positive minority role models, all people represented. My God, The Expanse was it. I mean, without any fanfare, without any lauds, patting yourself on the back or anything. It just presented great characters that were of all races, all sexes, and I loved every one of them.
Yep.
And that's the way to do it.
It was. It's a believable world. I mean, that's one of the best selling points of the damn show is it does kind of look like, God damn, how do my computer? It looks like the UN basically takes over planet Earth, and I can totally believe this is how it worked out. We go off into the belt. Mars becomes a military culture. It's absolutely a believable show with still great, fantastic. It's still a space opera. It's not so grounded in reality, but it's believable. And I love it's a character-driven show that also happens to have this really cool overarching plot. So it's everything. And you said it best. Sci-Fi screwed up by not telling anybody about this show. I mean, that's the biggest
How
thing.
can it be that I'm adding viewers with my limited reach that have told me, oh, we never heard of this? I mean, God.
Yeah, it's their marketing. We talked about marketing too at the beginning of this, that they really didn't do any marketing at all for this show. I mean, compared to BSG, which they marketed the hell out of. I mean, they put it on NBC at one point, on primetime to try and sell it, I think, during the second season. And they didn't do anything for this show at all. I mean, Amazon's been pumping it out more than anybody else, and that's just because they
really got
Right.
And can we all agree that Battlestar Galactica was a great triumph of science fiction?
it was good.
Absolutely.
It was a hell of a show. I love that damn show. So say we all.
So say we all.
So say we all.
So say we all. I didn't get a good so say we all out of you, Dennis. And Susan, you still with us? No, I'm just kidding. One of my favorite moments from Comic-Con was Edward James Olmos coming out for the BSG panel in a little room going, if you're a fan of the old series, you're going to hate this show. That's how he led. And we're like, it's a bold move. And he was right, though. I freaking loved it. And this was supposed to be the heir apparent to BSG. They have been trying to replace BSG ever since they unceremoniously shadow canceled it. Okay, they allowed them to end on their own, but they shadow canceled it. And now the same fucking thing happens with the Expanse.
But at least they gave them the opportunity to do that 3-hour conclusion.
Yep.
Which I felt was a work of art. I loved it. I mean, I was not one of these people that said, hey, they did this God cop out. Well, she said she was an angel of God from the fucking start. So, I believed her. I don't care. And it wasn't like, God with a big beard and a staff and, sheep in heaven. It was, cosmic consciousness. That's why, that's why all along the Watchtower, it defies, time and space. It's like a collective consciousness connecting everything. And I thought it was fucking brilliant. Anyway.
Fuck yeah.
It's like just remembering old.
Doomcock, Viking Bitch said she wanted to let you know before we left here that she's honored that you came by to our channel.
Oh, well, the honor is mine, and it's been a great privilege to know Viking Bitch, and her taste is outstanding. She's recommended you guys. She's recommended Happy. She recommended Counterpart, and now I'm watching Legion because of
Oh,
her recommendation and loving the hell out of Legion.
oh,
It's an
so
awesome
good.
show.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is. So yes, Viking Bitch, I salute you, and thank you for everything that you do and suggest. Yeah, the Expanse is a grievous loss, and I'm just hoping that we can do something to save it. Hashtag remember the Kent. Hashtag save the Expanse. That's what I'm going to be pounding out here, and any help you guys can, if we can coordinate our efforts and really make this happen, I think it would be, why not? It worked for Bijou Trimble and Star Trek.
Right?
know,
Right?
We have better tools today, for God's sakes.
Yes, we do. No, I'm in. I'll do whatever I can to help. Yeah, I think I agree with Susan. You are the better figurehead. Absolutely. Well, just because I'm not really good at breaking shit down. I'm not that learned. You're an educated evil leader, and we respect that. So I'll be right there following you, man, to the pits of hell.
Evil, enlightened, drunken philosopher king with Star Trek paraphernalia in every room of his lair. I think I've got an Enterprise pretty much literally in every room except the bathroom. I don't play with the Enterprise in the tub or anything, but other than that, I'm sure I've got an Enterprise in every room, sometimes multiples. I'm just such a fucking Star Trek geek, and yeah, that's why Star Trek Discovery is my sworn enemy. I will not rest until it is destroyed. Destroyed, do you hear?
Damn straight.
Yes.
And hey, these are two channels built on Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
You way more than me, but yeah, yeah.
I
Thank
see
you,
your Mego Star Trek figures in the background. I love it. I've got the same.
Yes, all the Mego ones. Yes, I just scored those actually, and I'm not gonna pull my. There's an Enterprise above my head. Just trust me on that one. I don't want to show anybody the rest of my room right now.
I have to say this, Doomcock. You remind me of Harry Mudd.
Harry Mudd?
Yes.
What the
You can swear on our channel. That's fine. We say fuck all the time.
fucking, you better be the Leo Walsh, Harry Mudd, and not that goddamn fucking space bunny piece of shit.
No.
I hated that cocksucker more
I'm
than.
talking about the original Roger Carmel.
Oh yeah, that's all right. That's all
there
right.
you go.
Leo is my name, dear. Leo Walsh.
Was that who in the hell played him in the STD? Was it Rainn?
Rainn
Wilson. Yeah.
God,
Rainn
what
Wilson.
What incredibly loathsome portrayal. I can't even. Oh, did you guys hear my review of that episode with?
I did.
Oh my God.
Classic.
Oh God Almighty! It still pains. I hated that motherfucker so much.
Dude, I got you're one of the few videos I've been laughing like in the gym. I'm almost falling off my machine. That if you guys have not checked out Doomcock, you have to go to Doomcock's channel. Not for the faint of heart. The man gets real, okay? And yeah, it's
I'm not making any friends. YouTube monetization, forget it.
Know, right?
Forget it. Fuck it. I mean, the whole name, Dictor Van Doomcock, that's not a moniker to endear one to advertisers.
No, it's not.
It's not user friendly, is what you're saying.
It is user friendly. If you're,
Well, that's true. It is user friendly. It's just
it's not corporate. It's not corporate.
It's not corporate friendly. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure Hollywood loathes and hates me if they have even noticed, and fear and loathing.
Johnny Pappas is saying here, guys, go to Rotten Tomatoes. There are only 316 viewer reviews for season 3 of The Expanse.
Oh, that's why it's 100%. Okay, well, let's fix that. Let's build it up a little bit, and I'll make some more videos, and I'm sure Doomcock will, and I can't wait to see him. TK420 says Doomcock is great. He is.
Well, thank you. Thank you, TK 420. TK 421. I see. He's like, the progenitor of TK 420.
Yes, or the stoner TK
I think
420, bro.
I'm not gonna kill any humans. I'm just gonna sit back here and smoke a bowl.
Yep. And complimenting DOOMCOCK will not save you. He's going to conquer you anyway with his army of robots, which I think you should release anyway.
Oh no, you guys are safe. You guys, all the true opponents of Star Trek Discovery. If you hate Star Trek Discovery, you're in. You're in.
Right on.
You're in the good graces. Also, if you hate BB-8, that helps too. God, I hate that little shit.
Oh, that's right.
Me too.
Fucking BB-8. It's just like that fucking idiot. He's just like, hey, I've got a great idea. I got a better idea for improvement on droids. We're going to take a ball and we're going to stick a droid head on it. Ta-da!
Yeah. Oh, it runs by itself. They're so fucking proud of that in the special features, how it ran by itself and it's intelligent, quote unquote. Yeah.
Yeah, and porgs are only good for one thing: eating. That's good for.
That's right.
Chewbacca knows that.
Yeah, he should have. He should have just
taken a bite, right?
Yeah, he should have just kind of shrugged and take a bite.
Well, the poor thing's dead already. You might as well.
He cooked it already. He went to all that trouble. He had the secret herbs and spices going.
The space kernel. That's right.
The space kernel, exactly. There wasn't anything. There wasn't like a Fishy Joe's any place nearby that stop by and get something. He was a little far off the beaten course for that one.
All right, kiddos, I'm gonna have to end this. I am sorry, and DOOMCOCK, we'll meet again, won't we? So.
Oh yes, we shall meet again. We shall. We were going to discuss a couple of things. We were going to go over David Lynch's Twin Peaks: The Return, do like kind of an overview of that series, which was a colossal disappointment for me. I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan, but good God Almighty, Dougie. Anyway,
yes,
and The Expanse, and just shoot the shit. So yeah, we shall meet again.
We shall meet again. I love it. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you, Susan. It's good to meet you, and thank you for that idea.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you as well.
I will see you in the lair.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Take care, DOOMCOCK. Say goodbye to DOOMCOCK, everybody.
Goodbye, gang. Bye. We shall meet again.
Yes.
Hashtag remember the Kent. Hashtag save the Expanse.
Take care, man.
All right.
Oh, that was fucking rad.
That was awesome.
That was cool, but we really got to go because
we do.
We went over a little bit. So, guys, we always thank you. I'm sorry we don't have time, so just thank you, everybody. Usually we don't do that. Okay, we do like to thank everybody who participated. There were so many of you tonight. Thank you so much. You were so supportive. You are wonderful. It's been a very exciting day here at the Nerdrotic channel. We had a video kind of going nuts, got a bunch of subs, and fucking DOOMCOCK coming on our fucking show. I am so happy. I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm not going to fucking sleep tonight. So,
and thank you to everyone in the chat, and thank you to all the new subscribers, and thank you to the people who actually went over to DOOMCOCK and subscribed over there. Please. And thank you to Susan, because Susan is awesome, as always.
Thank you.
That's my applause for bringing it. She did her homework today.
Yeah.
She came ready. She was, you're the best, Viking bitch. Susan's the best. And she laid out the plan. We have a plan. There is a plan. We can do this, guys. Hopefully the people, who run the show can be a little supportive. That'd be great. We're not asking for anything other than let us help you. That's all. Let us help you. We'll do our best anyway. So, guys, we'll let Susan plug real quick. Susan, plug your
plug.
Sure. Okay. This tomorrow I'll have an interview with Ray Santiago, so that's going to be finishing up my Ash coverage. Next week I've got Josh Jabkuga, who is one of the co-writers of Bubba Hotep and the Cosmic Bloodsuckers. I'll be talking to him, and I'm also super stoked about Joe Lansdale and I are going to be sitting down. And another piece of good news for Nerdrotic is Josh is willing to come on the show and talk about Bubba Hotep and about Bubba and the Cosmic Bloodsuckers when we do the retro on Bubba Hotep, and I'm going to ask Joe to show up if he'd like to.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
I've read a lot of Joe's stuff, and it's disturbing, but also good.
Yes.
This day just is just a great day. This is a great day. Thanks, Susan.
Thank you.
Best. Dennis, take us out, man.
Children of Earth, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, because you never know when Doomcock's going to stop by and blow your fucking mind.
Remember the can't.
Remember the can't.
Save the expanse. And say goodbye, Susan.
Bye, guys.
Bye.